Hello, 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 my friends. My name is Evelyn Joy, and welcome back to my channel. So, I have collected 3 teething necklaces from buying them off of Facebook Marketplace. So, from those 3 teething necklaces, what I did was I cut them apart and I took all of the silicone beads. Got a bunch of silicone beads here. That are great for teething necklaces, teething bracelets, and jewelry. And today, rather than having just a plain old blue necklace, a plain old white necklace, or a rainbow necklace that's in random orders and didn't look that great, I took them apart and I'm making them in my own order, how I want to make them. And I was thinking I can even make bracelets. So those 3 necklaces, I'm turning them into multiple pieces of jewelry, right? That I like. So I thought I would talk to you guys about how my week is going, ask you how you all are doing, and just sit here and make some jewelry. What do you think? Sounds fun to me, right? So you guys can see kind of some of my ideas. Now I'm actually going to take this apart because I had a different idea of what I want to do. So on these teething necklaces, oftentimes you see like knots tied in between. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put little beads in between, like seed beads. So what I have is I have yarn and I have a needle and I'm threading it. So like to make the knot, I'm just going to tie the knot around the seed bead so that I don't have to use as much of my yarn and I don't have to spend as much time knotting, if that makes sense. So here we go. Instead of like knotting it 100 times, I'm just tying a seed bead on there 2 or 3 times to make it tight. So that then from that, I'm going to put, now one of the necklaces, the latch broke, so another reason to remake the jewelry, right? But I'm going to put one of these sides to this latch through my needle. And so that little bead and knot should hold it, right? Should go in and hold it, and it did. It worked. My plan worked. Mwahaha. So to not lose the other end, I'm going to stick that on there. Okay. So we're just going to chit chat while I do jewelry. So my son Caleb, he is 23 months old. I went grocery shopping with him today. I made a video of that if you want to watch it. He officially got his diagnosis for autism spectrum disorder. I was slightly surprised that they labeled him severe, but that's neither here nor there. That's just more that he's going to overcome and accomplish. I'm thankful that my son's not totally nonverbal. So basically, he's 23 months old and he speaks on a 9-month-old level, according to the information they put into their tests or whatever. So he also, so this probably happens with everyone that has a toddler that's diagnosed with autism. He was diagnosed also with global, what was it? Just it basically saying that global, like he was delayed in many areas, right? Let me look up what it said exactly. Global something or other. Sounds a lot more like grave than it is, you know? Okay, let's see. One second. All right. Global developmental delay. So that just means across the board, he's got several concerns for developmental delays in different areas. And that's okay. He's going to learn at his own pace, but it's important for us to have the diagnosis so that if we want to pursue therapies or ways to better meet his needs, we can do that. Now, the reason why, why would I be looking for teething necklaces if my youngest, and he's my last baby, if my youngest has all of his teeth? because Caleb, when he gives me a hug or a cuddle, he wants to bite something. So it's helpful to have that necklace there because he doesn't just have a want to bite, he has a need to bite. Um, and that's just a part of who he is as an autistic little boy. So this is going to help him have something to hold on to, something to chew, something to play with, to meet that need, and so that he won't be grinding his teeth as much, and so that he won't be biting his mama. And also, like, when I go to the YMCA to work out, he goes to the nursery, and the nursery worker said he was biting. And I was like, "Oh no, was he biting? What was he biting?" "Oh, he was biting me," said the nursery worker. I said, "Oh, he bit you. I'm sorry. Did he bite your skin or your shirt?" And she said, "My shirt." So what I'm thinking is next time we go to, which for me, I guess she doesn't understand my perspective. For me, the fact that he just bit her shirt shows restraint. Because in the past he would have bit her skin. So to me, that's an accomplishment that he just bit her shirt. But to her, it was maybe not acceptable that he's biting, right? So I was thinking I might even, when I drop him off at a nursery such as the YMCA nursery, I might even hand them a teething necklace and say, if you hold him, you might want to give him this necklace so he has something he's chewing on that's not like a person's shirt, right? But for me, I feel like it's an accomplishment that he's learning just to bite the shirt instead of bite the person. But there's still people that they still deem that unacceptable to have someone chewing on their shirt, and that's fine. So yeah, this is how it's looking so far. Very pretty. Better than just like a solid blue necklace or a solid white necklace or a random colors necklace that's not even in an order of a pattern. So I'm just kind of, oh no, it somehow got a knot in it. How in the world did I get a knot? Well, I'm going to try to work this knot out. It's pretty knotted. So anyway, with Caleb, I'm trying my best to meet his needs and help him learn how to function in this world that is set up, unfortunately, for neurotypical people. Neurotypical people are people like you and me that don't have autism. Neurotypical means someone who doesn't have like autism, ADHD, OCD, ADD, those things, right? So neurotypical would be like a typical person. So that's a term I've had to come to terms with, which I even hesitate to refer to myself as a neurotypical person because I don't know. I was always a slow reader. I always struggled in school, so I tend to feel like, are any of us really neurotypical? Maybe that's a crazy thought to have, but we're all a little quirky, aren't we? Anyway, but finding out that my son's autistic is not a bad thing. It's actually a helpful thing because some people don't find out they're autistic until adulthood. Actually, a lot of people who were kids in the 80s didn't know that they were autistic. We just thought, oh, that person is so strange, that person's so weird, that person's so quirky, right? So come to find out, no, that person's autistic. you know and it's not weird, it's not strange, it's just a different design. Also, people might think that it's an illness or a disease or a problem, but it's just a different way the brain operates. It's also not something you can cure. You can see improvements. Sometimes, a lot of times, there's children who are affected by gluten, and sometimes cutting gluten out of the diet may help a lot. Um, but other kids, they can change their diet many different ways, and maybe that's not something that affects them. But yeah, autism isn't something you have to cure. But kind of like how I'm making this teething necklace, it's important for me to understand my son better, how his brain works, and the needs that he has to better meet his needs. It's also important for me to have that autism diagnosis because anytime I mention my son's autistic, which I already knew before the diagnosis, people are like, "Do you have a diagnosis yet?" Like, in other words, you shouldn't be calling him autistic without a diagnosis. If all the signs are there, if the shoe fits, wear it, it's the best description there is. So now that a professional has said that he's autistic. Isn't that lovely? Isn't she lovely? It's so much prettier than just like the solid blue or the solid white or the random colors. It's pretty. All right. I'm going to put one of my beads on here. Let's see. I'm going to do one more white. And then I'm going to put a big one. Goodness gracious. There we go. Okay. I'm going to put one of these teal. This is my favorite color, by the way. Well, goodness. The needle is shorter than the bead, so I need another needle to push it through with. Give me just a moment. Getting creative here. All right. We're almost to pulling it through on the other side. Okay. We're getting there. There we go. Got it. All right. There we go. It's looking cute. All right, what color do I want next? I might put like pink, maybe. There we go. That's looking cute, is it not? Sort of, kind of. It's pretty cute. All right, let's see. We're going to go pink. Then we're going to go whites. So anyway, yesterday, my kids and I all had like throwing up and diarrhea, stomach virus, yucky stuff. And thankfully today, just a couple kids have a little bit of a lingering cough. Like for the most part, we're all better. So thank the Lord we are better. Because today's Sunday, we missed church because of sickness. But on Tuesday, we have a Christmas party at our homeschool co-op, and we don't want to miss that because like I signed up to teach the kids how to cut out snowflakes. And I don't want to miss the party, that would not be fun. So, yeah. All right, let's see. I put gray on there. So anyway, making jewelry. Having little ones, I haven't really been wearing jewelry hardly for the last few years. Because what's the point in wearing an earring if they'll just like pull on it? What's the point in wearing a necklace if they'll just break it? What's the point in wearing a bracelet if they'll just break it? So I haven't been wearing a whole lot of jewelry lately, but I'm excited to get back to wearing jewelry now that my kiddos are getting bigger. Not gonna have any more babies. My last baby's about to turn 2. So we're getting to the point where mama's gonna get to wear jewelry again. It's kind of fun. All right, so we've got, what color am I doing next? Turquoise. Oh, next is white. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. All right, let's see. Next comes blue. I'm going to put a gray, and then I'm going to put the pink. Maybe. No, I'm going to do this dark blue. Just getting slightly random here. That's all right. But then I'm going to put the pink. See, the reason I'm doing this order is because I've got turquoise, white, and then random colors. So I've been doing an order of colors like white, turquoise, random color, white, turquoise, random color, white, turquoise, random color. That's still kind of a pattern, right? Much more of a pattern than what my patterned one was. It was so random. Like, I liked the colors, but not the order. You know what I mean? There we go. Okay, so for the big ones, I'm only going to put one more big one on here, and it's going to be this one, I think. All right. So yeah. Oh, my shirt says God is still in control, in case you're wondering. Yeah, good times. All right, so here we go. White. Turquoise. Let's see, what other color do we want to do? I'll put a gray on there. Let's do for a gray. Gray. And I'm going to put, do for a green too. Do I have a green? Yeah, down there. Trying to get the needle through the big one is challenging. So yeah, so my son goes to nursery at church on Sundays. Oops, sorry. He goes to nursery at church on Sundays, goes to nursery at homeschool co-op, and he goes to nursery at the YMCA. And occasionally he stays home with my husband or my mother-in-law, but the rest of the time he's always with me. My thing is, if my son is autistic, how can I best educate myself to meet his needs as best as possible, you know? So that's what I'm doing. Trying my best to educate myself on how to best meet his needs. I was thinking of making a video about this, like all the ways that I've changed the setup of his room and the way we do bedtime to help him go to sleep faster. But I could talk about some of those things now. We had to take apart his crib because he knew how to climb out of it. So developmentally speaking, he's ahead on some milestones, you know, like climbing. But I have bent my needle. Look at that. Better bent than broken. You see it? It's like bent. That's okay. Oh well. I've got like a Skittles flavored candy cane. Okay. So we disassembled the crib. We put away the playpen because those were things you could climb out of. It's just not safe anymore. Sorry, I'm trying to get to my orange beads at the bottom. Here we go. All right, here we go. So, what else did we do? Here we go. Let me check this. Yep, we're due for an orange one. I had to put a baby gate for his room because if he had it just wide open, he would not stay in his room at bedtime. He would just go wherever he wants to, like, oh, let me go to the living room, let me go to my parents' room, let me go to the bathroom and go splash in the toilet. So had to put up that baby gate. Next I'm going to do a green. No. Turquoise and then green. So the other thing, we disassembled the crib. We already had the bottom bunk bed set up for him with the guardrail on it. So I got a nightlight that plays music. It's like a sound machine. It lights up the room with like stars all over the ceiling, like blue stars. It has blue, green, and red. I like putting out blue. It's got like 3 different songs and like 4 different soothing sounds that we can sleep to. And yeah, we always play the same song every night. I added an extra rocking chair in his room, so now he has 2 rocking chairs in the room. And that's so that I can sit in one rocking chair and he can either sit on my lap or if he wants to rock himself in the other rocking chair, he can. And then what else did I do? Yeah, that's the main stuff. When I give him a bath, sometimes I give him an Epsom salt bath. That helps him have the magnesium his body needs to sleep better. But you can only have 1 or 2 of those a week because it can cause diarrhea. So if you're constipated, Epsom salt baths help. But you don't want too many of them. The magnesium helps him sleep. The first night he had a Epsom salt bath, the first night he had one, he slept through the night 12 hours straight. It was crazy. 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. he slept. All right, so I finished off the necklace. Let's check the size of it. Okay, cool. I like it. I'm going to trim it and tie it. No, wait. Let me put another one of these beads on here. So yeah, that's what's been new in my life, is just adjusting things, rearranging furniture in my living room, adding baby gates around now that he's outgrown the playpen. I had to kind of add another baby gate to the living room. I got a taller baby gate for the kitchen because of my dog, because he's getting taller too. There's my necklace. What do you think? Now I'm going to make a matching bracelet. So yeah. Hopefully this video is not too boring. But you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Just kidding. All right. Let's see. I'm going to make a matching bracelet. Does that sound fun? Sounds fun to me. All right. Yeah, that's a way of getting a better knot, is tie a little seed bead on there. Make a knot. So it saves you time and makes a more effective knot for holding the, you know what, I might start off 1 second. Shoot. Okay. I'm gonna start off with a gold bead too. Okay, let's do it. Okay. Hello, Luann. I'm just making teething necklaces and bracelets for my son, who is autistic, an autistic toddler. And I'm just chit-chatting it up and making jewelry. I cut apart 3 different, I ordered them on Facebook Marketplace, and I cut apart 3 different teething necklaces with silicone beads that are real fun to chew on. Even for an adult, even for me, it's like kind of fun to chew on it. Like, you know, it's just satisfying. Anyway, so I'm making some necklaces and bracelets out of these beads and just chit-chatting. But yeah. Whew. So I'm using yarn and needle and seed beads in the middle and silicone beads. All right, let's see. I'm gonna put a magenta bead. So yeah, how are you doing, Luann? Thanks for watching my video. I've got a little candy cane. Okay. So I'm doing like teal, random color white, teal, random color white. So that's the beads I have. Maybe you would call that turquoise. I'm going to put one of these on the bracelet. There you go. That is great. People don't realize they pick up soothing techniques often. I use fidgets. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Fidgets are becoming more and more popular, and they're useful tools, you know. for a long, long time, had a bad habit of pulling out my eyelashes and eyebrows. And that's like a fidgeting habit too, you know? It's just a more self-harming one. So it's better to do other things that are less harmful, you know? I did that from 13 years old until 25 years old. I pulled out all of my eyelashes and eyebrows when it was like a nervous habit, but it was like a kind of a self-injurious habit. And there's a technical name for it, but I'm thankful that I don't do that anymore. But yeah. Oh, lots of new kids on varsity tutors. Oh, very cool. I'm teaching on OutSchool. I'm so glad you found somewhere to pivot to. That's awesome. I'm teaching on OutSchool Spanish. It's going really, really well. And yeah, busy. It's nice to keep those paychecks coming in, you know? Let's see. I'm going to put another big bead on here. That way, if I have a bracelet and a necklace, my son can have one and I can have one. Yeah. SBI, self-injurious behavior. There's also a name specifically for people who pull out their hair, eyelashes, and eyebrows. I'd have to Google it. But yeah. I once asked like a psychologist or something, why do children self-harm? And they said, always for attention. And I'm like, you're wrong. Not at all. That's not the reason. It's because there's like pain inside that they're not able to express. And so the only way they find to get it out is harming themselves. By improving your home life or finding an outlet for your stresses, finding a good hobby or something, these are all can be things that help. Yeah. Oh, you're still teaching kids on VIP Kid who are not on the mainland? Did you get the invitation for the global platform? Because they're transferring those kiddos over to global soon. But also some people, if they're still teaching on VIP Kid and they get transferred over to global, they lose those students. So if you're getting bookings, just like keep it. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? I'm going with a magenta next. Yeah. Well, maybe I'm not making a bracelet. Maybe I'm making a necklace. I don't know. Yeah, let's turn this into a necklace. Why not? On VIP Kid, I signed the contract for global, but I have not opened any bookings yet. So yeah. Yes, I am staying put. Yeah, if you have bookings, don't switch over to global yet. If you don't have any bookings and they invite you to global, it's worth a try, right? What I'm seeing is the global platform has a lot of glitches, and so it's not the best. It is what it is. Plus, you're still getting your old pay, so definitely stay put, right? That would be preferable. Let's see. Yeah. I have some very dear students that I do not want to lose. I have around 10 classes in a week. Hey, that's awesome, Luann. That's great. I'm happy for you. That's fantastic. And you're still getting the old pay, so that's even better, right? Whew. It's been such a tragedy what's happened with VIP Kid and with all the teachers. And so get your money where you can get it, you know, if you can work for multiple companies and still earn some moolah, that's the main thing. Keep trucking it, you know. Here, I started off thinking I was making a bracelet and ended up turning into a necklace. That's okay too. I'll make a bracelet in a minute. Varsity is very fun. Oh, good. Out school, I'm having a lot of fun as well. I have varsity kind of set up as a backup, but I haven't really taught with them. I don't really have it set up, to be honest. It's like on the back burner. My main gig is being a stay-at-home mom. It's a busy gig, especially since finding out that I'm the mom of a special needs kiddo, so that means that requires more of my time and attention, you know. So, all right, this one's not gonna have a clasp. Let me see if this is big enough to go over my head. Maybe I should make it a little bit longer. Let me see. I'll make it a little bit longer. So yeah, I teach for homeschool co-op. Oops, I put an extra bead, my bad. Oh goodness. I teach Spanish on homeschool co-op, and my kids get to go to their age appropriate classes, so it's really nice. Yeah. Here we go. Let me see how this compares to this. Lengthwise. Okay. I'm going to make this one a little bit longer. All right, good to know. Well, I've worked with many autistic children, and by teaching them ways to cope early in life as a changer. Yes, exactly. My son, he has his own coping mechanisms, and some of them are good. But like things like grinding his teeth, trying to, you know, teach him coping things like, you know, chewing on something else, biting people is not good. So teaching him to chew on something else. If you need to chew on something, that's fine. We don't bite our friends, right? Or enemies. So, yeah. The funny thing is, if he bites me, see, he has no concept of like other people's pain, partly because he's a toddler, right? But so when he bites me, he knows I make a loud noise and he doesn't like that loud noise. It upsets him. So that's why he doesn't keep biting me, because it's like, oh, if I bite her, she makes a loud noise. I don't like that noise. So that's why he doesn't bite me anymore, is because I say ouch really loud. Ouch! And he's like, I don't like that loud noise. I'm like, well, I don't like the biting. So he noticed if he bites my shirt, I don't scream out, so he bites my shirt. If I have the necklace, I'm like, sometimes he takes the necklace away and is chewing on it. I'm like, go for it. That's what it's for. That's what it's there for. It's for you, buddy. I'm wearing this cute little necklace, but it's actually for you. Yep. So he oftentimes shuts down and lays face down on the ground. And that can be a good coping mechanism, but like she pointed out with therapy and stuff, if they're trying to teach him something and he's just shutting down all the time, that's actually harder than if he has a meltdown. So there's autism shutdowns and autism meltdowns. I am proud of him that he doesn't have as many meltdowns anymore, has shutdowns, but it's still not advantageous to shut down often. So teaching him to cope with his emotions instead of shutting down is another thing. And I don't want to discourage the shutting down, but maybe teach him coping mechanisms so that he doesn't have to shut down as much. You know what I mean? He's never going to be in trouble for taking a brain break. But um, you know, sometimes it's not advantageous for him to be laying face down on the floor the whole therapy session. Like, when they were trying to get him to do things for his diagnosis, he's like, this is a new place, this is a new person, I don't feel comfortable, I'm just going to